Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate you all joining us for this session today. We're really happy to be joined by Alex and Brad from Xcart to talk about how you can turbocharge your automotive e-commerce business through automation. I'm going to hand the mic now to Brad Bates, who's a customer success manager at Xcart. Alex Nykoff, who's an enterprise account executive, will be supporting the presentation, as will I. And we will talk to you folks about the benefits of automation at Xcart and how it can absolutely turbocharge your e-commerce business.
Absolutely.
Please.
All right. Thank you, Scott. And thank you, everybody, for joining. Definitely glad you took some time out of your busy day to talk a little bit with us about automation, Xcart, e-commerce, all things e-commerce. So we'll go ahead and get started. Some of the things that we're going to cover here are just some of the challenges that automotive businesses face, specifically in regards to e-commerce. The benefits of having direct data connections with various warehouse distributors. You see some listed here: Turn 14, Torque, SEMA, ASAP. How you can utilize API automation to benefit your business and make it a little more competitive. And then at the end, we will have a Q&A where you guys can send your questions over, and we'll do our best to respond to them right here on the spot. So, all right. So just as kind of an introduction to Xcart, our basic mission statement is to provide powerful automation capabilities that increase your auto parts sales and scale your automotive business profitability. Xcart is first and foremost an e-commerce platform, but we also provide services, and we can talk a little bit about that later. So we're not just the platform, we're also the support, we're the services, we're custom development. We do it all here at Xcart, and all with this particular mission statement in mind for your e-commerce business. So, one of the questions that we like to kind of explore when we're talking with prospective Xcart users is, are they satisfied with their business operational efficiency? And when we say that, we're talking about, how much time they spend and resources on doing various things for their e-commerce business, accessing various channels to modify inventory levels. So, how are you getting your inventory updated within your store? Downloading files from suppliers for stock and pricing updates, dispatching orders for shipment, verifying data and information, updating your other channels, and then inputting data into your internal systems and channels. So basically, one of the ways to kind of address that is through automation. And that is something that can help you spend less time doing manual, repetitive, boring, potentially human error prone tasks, and really give yourself some more attention toward the things that you want to do. So just kind of to talk a little bit about how e-commerce is currently, the state of e-commerce within as it relates to automation. And you may have run into this, Scott, or I know, Rocky, we have, especially with talking to our customers, that, one of the most commonly automated tasks, or at least ones that they want to be able to automate for sure, are data entry, document creation, and then as it sales, lead management, and then as far as their store is concerned, inventory management. And so companies that use automated marketing software for marketing, we discovered that they receive twice the number of leads and about 58% more conversions than those who just utilize like little email blasts to send out. So I know that we've used various automations with our own marketing teams. The benefits of automation in sales helps reduce costs by 10 to 15%, as well as the reduction of order processing time. So as you can see, it can really ramp up your efficiency when you're not having to do all of this manually all the time. 88% say that automation allows their company to actually compete with larger companies. This is especially important with regards to the automotive aftermarket, because a lot of those are mom and pop shops that are small. They're not trying to be the next Napa Auto Parts or whatnot. They have a small niche group of people that they work with, and automating helps them actually be able to compete a little bit better with those larger companies. They may even feel a little less stress. 65% actually have been found to have less stress because of automated manual tasks. Yeah, Scott, I see your hand.
Yeah. So, and this is a really valid point, Brad, is that a lot of automotive aftermarket businesses are doing a certain level of automation, right? They're doing, they're doing some on through outreach and their email campaigns, and doing certain things to, especially customer facing, in terms of what they're doing to connect with customers. I think that the thing where they really struggle, and really I think what they don't have, is the right tools to allow them to, automate their back end operations. And so they end up really struggling. They're uploading CSV files.
Yeah.
They're dealing with inventory data that's not accurate, and it just creates a bunch of bottlenecks for their business. So the big thing is, if they can automate as much as possible, it just makes the business flow a lot better, and they can spend their energies where they can have the greatest value.
Yeah. And I would say, especially with the automotive world, that, they're dealing with large auto part catalogs, right? So being able to populate their store with products, keep those updated with, correct pricing, correct stock levels, that's important to them. And it's very time consuming if they have to take time to go in and update that, on a regular basis. And so that's, definitely a reason that we have found automotive customers are interested in providing more automation to their e-commerce store. Another one thing that we have found is that a lot of customers work with drop shipping and warehouse distributors. So they're looking for ways to automate those orders and being able to get those into the hands of the warehouses and then ultimately onto the hands of their customers. So, if they could automate their orders and data processing, and that's built directly into the e-commerce platform they're using, instantly they save loads of time. So we have some of that we can talk a little bit about. Obviously, the benefits are pretty obvious. The biggest one being saving time and increasing their capabilities, simplifying their store management, which, a lot of these guys aren't just running an auto parts store, right? They are also managing a shop where they're working on vehicles. And so, they're trying to make sure that they're not losing too much time in the shop working on cars, because that's really where their passion is. Oftentimes these auto parts e-commerce sites of theirs are there to help supplement what they love to do, which is to customize vehicles and work on cars. So if we can simplify their store management through automation, that it definitely improves their ability to be able to spend more time doing what they love to do. So, one of the things that we can talk about are the types of automations for auto parts businesses with those kinds of things in mind. I just mentioned like the massive catalogs and data import, right? So there are various catalog providers out there. Some of the big players in that field are SEMA Data, ASAP, and then AutoSync is a big one that's coming up with wheels and tires specifically, whereas ASAP kind of focuses heavily on like off-road stuff, and SEMA Data captures it all. And they've been kind of a big player in that world for a while. Through automation and connecting to these different providers for catalogs, they can keep their store products updated with titles, descriptions, dimensions, fitments, images, and pricing and all of that without having to do a ton of work on the back end. Yeah, Scott.
Yeah, this is, I mean, for me, and, I have so many conversations with customers about this because, historically, they haven't had these tools to allow them to manage these product catalogs and making sure that they have accurate fitment data on their site. So what Xcart has done is really enabled the automotive aftermarket retailer to better run their business and be able to in real time to create these automations so that they understand that, hey, the new 24 models are coming out. We need the new fitment data, or there's updates on product data. All that's being done in real time, and that is a huge differentiator versus having to, say, oh, well, I have to get this massive CSV file that's going to take me an hour to import into my website. Now you're doing stuff in real time. Now you're being auto sync all this information and making sure that your business is current and up to date with all this product and inventory information.
Yeah. Okay, Rocky, I see you, man.
Yeah, I think it's important to add that it's not just about the initial import. I'm like, you can schedule regular updates. So I know that ACP Network and SEMA Data, they update their database twice per month, like adding new products, updating descriptions, titles, adding new images, probably new years, new fitments. So you don't have to do that manually all the time. So you just set it up once, and then it's scheduled in your catalog, and you get updates automatically. So you don't have to click like any buttons anymore. You set up brand just once, and you keep moving with that. So it's as simple as that.
Yeah, it's that ongoing content management that really is the time suck, right? For customers. And so that automation and we'll touch on how xCart can help with that. We've kind of talked through that. Order fulfillment's another area, right? So you're getting these orders, and not only do you have a large product catalog that you're having to try to manage and keep up with and keep it up to date and ensure that Scott and Rocky, as you mentioned, like the vehicle fitments are correct, and any new vehicles that come out onto the market, that parts are being aligned with those in your store, but also order fulfillment, right? That's a big thing, because obviously you're getting these orders in, and then it takes time to process the payment. It takes time to reach out to your warehouse distributor, or to go to your own warehouse and find the part and get it into the mail and get it to the customer who's purchased that. There are lots of warehouse management options out there now, and it's just a growing market. Drop shipping has become a major thing in e-commerce for sure, and not just in the aftermarket automotive world, but in pretty much every industry that you can imagine. But as we're focused on the automotive world, we're looking at what kind of warehouse, drop shipment options are out there now, and warehouse management. Some of the big players out there are Premier, Turn 14, Meyer, Keystone, Torqued. And we'll talk a little bit about where they fall with xCart. So, we are working on some integrations with that. Torqued actually has already created a integration with our store. Yeah, Scott. Sorry, I just saw your hand.
No, I was just going to add, and what's really interesting is if you look at Premier and Turn 14 and Keystone, these companies are all kind of based into serving the U.S. market. But what's really interesting is that Meyer has actually gotten into the Mexican market, and I see there's going to be a big push of these distributors moving into the Latin American market, which for our Latin American customers is a great opportunity, because now they can have this direct data path with these companies to be able to run their businesses more efficiently.
Yeah. Exactly. And so I'm gonna back up real quick. So like on these massive catalogs and data imports, SEMA Data, ASAP, and AutoSync, these are actually 3 partners of ours that we work with. And so we actually integrate directly with each of these for product catalog generation. And with AutoSync, they also provide a wheel and tire visualizer so that you can actually see the tire on your vehicle before you decide to purchase. And they've even got it to the point where, if you do like, lift kits on your vehicles, or you like to place your tires further out or closer in, they've actually worked it into their visualizer so that you can set those settings and then see exactly how that's going to lay out on your wheel or on your vehicle. With SEMA, they got a big conference coming up that is huge with the auto market. And so they have a massive catalog. Our xCart system automatically integrates with them. And as Rocky mentioned earlier, all of these can be scheduled to re-import on a regular basis so that you can get up to date, constant refresh of your content and new products. So, which is great, because when new products are added to your store, it shows activity. It shows your customers that, you're staying on top of things. Not to mention it helps with search engine results to see that there's new stuff on your store. So we utilize that. And then when it comes to the order fulfillment, like I mentioned, Torqued has already created on their own a third-party integration with our store. Turn 14 is something that we're working on right now, and we're working on getting that established. And I think, Rocky, you said we're looking at probably in the next couple weeks seeing that coming out.
Yeah, that's right. It should be ready by the end of September. And we actually have a very comprehensive integration that covers multiple locations of Turn 14, multiple warehouses. I know they have 3 across the country, like in the middle, West Coast, East Coast, and they actually allows you to pick, like when customer purchase the item on the website, he has options where to ship items from. So it's multiple shipping options available, and it's very comprehensive integration. It will be rolled out quite soon.
Yeah, Scott.
Hey, and this is something very interesting, because if you look at the automotive aftermarket business, I mean, there's a lot of companies out there that are running their businesses on SaaS platforms or legacy e-commerce platforms. But the thing that really gets me excited about XCart is XCart's the only one that is really focused on helping the automotive aftermarket retailer to grow their business and automate their operational functions so that they can run their business more efficiently. I mean, I know that if you go out there and do a little bit of research, there may be if you go to Shopify, they may have one API integration, but nobody's doing what XCart is doing in terms of creating this data pipeline with all these distributors, and also all these data suppliers like SEMA and ASAP networks, which makes it such a differentiator for an automotive e-commerce retailer.
Yeah, and in a lot of cases, these API connections are happening from other or from the third-party developers, right? In the case of XCart, we're actually working directly with those third parties to create a connection together, so that we're both understanding how each of our platforms work and how they can work together. So like in the case of like Turn 14, we've had a real close working relationship with them in developing this. It's not just something that they created and then people just found out about it. Torqued, they created theirs, but now we're in conversation with them as well to try to help improve that connection as well. So we're in conversations with Keystone and Premier. So we're not just hoping that these big players in the field show up and discover us. We're actively reaching out and trying to find them and connect with them and develop with them. So I think those partnerships are important, and I think it helps at least solidify in the minds of the automotive world that we're serious about making a solution that works for the automotive aftermarket. But there's also the beauty of our open API system, which if it doesn't exist in XCart, it can exist in XCart because of the API. And you can utilize our API. We have documentation that's out there. And even though it's a subscription system, we do provide access to the code, and we provide those API documentation so that people can come in, developers, and develop without us as well. So those options exist. And if you come in and you find a feature or an integration that you want, but we don't currently support it, you don't have to wait on us either. You can also work to develop it, or work with those other companies to develop integrations as well through that API. Oh yeah, Rocky.
Sorry, I think it's worth mentioning that we have API backend and front end, which means it's not just a feature. You can build any feature which is missing in XCart by default, but you can build the front end from scratch utilizing the front end API. It means you can leverage any framework for front end and build your own mockup into the XCart, and you can start using that and build whatever you want. As far as front end is concerned. So yeah, both front end and back end API is actually provided with XCart.
That's a good point there, because oftentimes when you think API, you're thinking back end only, and we provide that access to both the front and the back, so you can really make your store what you want it to be. So just we've been talking about XCart. We've been talking about kind of what we provide. You may not know much about XCart. Maybe you do, but as far as our history is concerned, we've been around for 20 plus years, building online stores for various markets. And just this year so far, we've had $3 billion gross dollars merchandise volume through our XCart merchants. We have 40,000 plus online stores in 111 countries around the world. And we have a full staff, 200 plus employees that are here. As like I mentioned, we're not only the platform, but we're also the support and the services teams as well. We have 100 plus e-commerce partners around the world, and we're based out of 5+ countries around the world. So when you're talking with us, we're everywhere. We're everywhere. So it's like a ghost. We're everywhere. So that so we're not new to the market, but what we have realized is that there really is an open door for the automotive world, and so that's why the XCart Automotive platform was introduced, and why we've been really pursuing it really hard, and we're starting to already see that pay off as far as like seeing customers who really have benefited from utilizing XCart as that home base for their store. Some of the things like we've mentioned, we are a customizable open source architecture. We do provide integrations with SEMA, AutoSync, ASAP, and we're going to be developing more. So that's not the only ones that we have. We're working on others. You can have complex catalogs and unlimited SKUs. Utilizing VIN lookup and the My Garage feature is super helpful, and you'll see that on some stores. But with XCart, it automatically saves to that garage, and then you can come back every time you need to buy another part for that car, and you don't have to put in all your filters again. We do have the fitment built in so that parts can be specified to specific vehicles, so that for sure that part fits your vehicle. And so for the e-commerce storefront runners, it's important that your catalogs are set up that way. And again, with the integrations with SEMA, AutoSync, and ASAP and Turn 14, all that's taken care of for you. You don't even have to think about it. We do provide a mobile first design, meaning, we realize that we live in a world now that these are in everybody's hands, and a lot of people are doing a lot of shopping through mobile devices. So, our platform takes that into consideration and makes purchasing through your phones and tablets and laptops seamless. We do have a web hosting, so you don't have to try and host elsewhere. We will host your store for you as well. We have an in-house development team. Again, we can help you develop anything that you want for the store, and we have a 24-hour support team. So 24/7, 365. You run into an issue in the middle of the night, somebody can help you. And that's kind of our thing, and we want to make sure that our customers are being helped at all times. And then finally, we do have this cloud search, cloud filters technology, which is built into the search field, so that you can use keywords to actually find products within the database quickly. So your customers can come and they can put in words like oil or engine or various keywords, and it'll pull up products instantly within that search bar that they can click and go buy. So I'm just going to go, if nobody has any feedback or thoughts right just yet, I'll go ahead and play this video, just kind of giving you a preview of this is our current skin, the one that we just talked about. That's our mobile first design. And this is just kind of how it looks in real time. So we've got a customer who's coming up here utilizing the year, make, model filtering system. You can put in your make, your model, your year. You can choose your submodel. You can add it to My Garage, which you see up there. Hit go, and then it'll bring up all the product categories, and you can go through and see exactly what you want. Then you would see the products, and then you'll see on the left that there's various filters that you can also drill down even further into specific things that you would like for the part that you're looking for. You can add it to your cart, and our cart supports various processors, and so you have multiple options to check out and receive payment. So this is just kind of how it looks in real time, and it would be a similar situation on a mobile device, obviously just a little bit smaller. So this is kind of how it looks. And this isn't the back end, but this is what your customers would see when they come to your site. And this skin can be customized and modified to be exactly what you want it to be. So, and finally, just as part of what we've introduced with the XCart Automotive is we do have an onboarding team, which I just happen to be part of. And that onboarding team helps and ensures and assists you along the first few weeks of being in XCart. We'll help you find what you need to find. We'll help troubleshoot any issues you may run into. We'll help you get things set up. And we're there for the first month. And then I'm a customer success manager. So my team actually comes in after that. We have a support team, but then there's also the success team who's there as a secondary resource to our support team if you need the help as well. So lots of layers of support. You're not left trying to figure this out on your own. It's something that you have a team that we provide, and the onboarding is provided as a part of that subscription when you buy the XCart Automotive. So anyway, any thoughts, questions from the panel on that? So.
No, thanks, Brad. Did a really good job of really highlighting the strength of XCart and why we are really bullish on the XCart partnership. Really, we see XCart as an integral partner, especially with our automotive aftermarket customers that we're working with to enable them to better run their business. I think there's a question in Q&A.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys want to leave that for the end, or if we want to start answering questions now.
Why don't we, Brad? I'll go through the integrate commerce slides real quick, and then we can say first for Q&A.
All right.
I look at as XCart as being the engine, and we are the mechanics. So what we've done is really build a practice around enabling customers so that they can better run their e-commerce operations. And as I mentioned, with our automotive e-commerce customers, it's key for us that XCart is the right tool for them. So a little bit about us: we look at your business holistically. We want to understand your business goals and the barriers stopping you from achieving them. We go through an extensive discovery process to deeply understand your business, capture all the requirements for your digital store, and collaborate with you to map out a path to success. And we look at, we have this methodology called Discover, Launch, and Grow, where we come in and do the discovery and your e-commerce business and marketing assessment. We help you with branding and design to get your store so it presents that unique value of your business. We do extensive work on the back end with business process automation to make sure that we can tie into all those systems so that you can automate as many of the functions for your e-commerce business. We work on a development and launch model so that we can get your business and make sure it's not you're just putting it out on the internet, but you're putting it out and we're driving traffic. And also with the Grow, where it's focused on continuous improvement and marketing sales, so that we can do marketing and engagement and retention campaigns so that we can ensure to drive traffic, bring people back, and grow your sales. So with this Discover, Launch, Grow strategy, we have a portfolio of products that we bring to the table. Obviously, with the discovery phase, we're going in and looking at all those key ingredients for your business, doing a discovery assessment, looking at what assets, looking at your existing team, what resources you have in-house, and if you're going to need additional help because you don't have the people in-house to help you with all those requirements. We do an ROI consultancy so that we can look at what's that time to value, so that you can start getting return on that investment as you make decisions on your e-commerce business. We do a marketing analysis. We help you manage your product catalog with product information management. Payment processing options obviously are huge. Through the launch process, we help with content, website design, process automation, as I mentioned earlier, data optimization, UI, UX, API development, mobile site design, CRM and ERP optimization, which is a huge piece, is tying into those back-end systems. And obviously with Grow, with social media, marketing, engagement and retention strategies, content generation. Obviously, you want to keep a stream of data, keep your customers interested, new blogs, new content, SEO optimization, data intelligence and analytics, and focused on digital transformation. And benefits of working with us. We're smart. Our team is seasoned. We've been doing this 10 years. Very innovative. We keep on top of industry trends, which is why we like working with XCart. And we know how to apply them to help your business be successful. We love creating and designing cool sites for our customers. We're very technical. We have a very solid technical bench. We are all about making things as efficient as possible, automate as much as we can so that your business can run optimally. We're very responsive. We pride ourselves in setting the right expectations by promising less and delivering more. And we're also analytical. We believe in data and providing metrics that justify sales success. We've done 150 successful website launches. Helping customers re-platform, we have an ROI of 32%. We can tie into most backend systems, so we have experience with many platforms that we've tied into: SAP, Oracle, Microsoft Dynamics, and even some custom sites, custom backend systems that have we've had to literally build it, but we've been able to tie into those systems. And we have 65 plus design, integration, marketing specialists to help you with all those phases and tasks to help your business be successful. As I mentioned, we have 10 years of experience across industries. We're working in automotive. We've worked on reservation systems with budget. We're working with companies that are selling hardware, home appliances, vacation services, distribution services. This is just a short list of customers that we've worked or are currently, many of these customers we're still currently working with. So, and like I said, we're helping customers with all facets of e-commerce design, integration, and marketing. This is our technology stack. Obviously, XCart is front and to the left. It's as our biggest partners. We do a lot of Microsoft, SAP, and Salesforce integration work. Do a lot of work in terms of integrating systems with HubSpot and MailChimp, and had some other supporting platforms that we work with. And then really, I just want to thank you all for this opportunity to earn your business. We're here to assist your business with its end-to-end e-commerce requirements, from back-end integrations to front-end design. We can empower your e-commerce operations and help you achieve your revenue goals. Thank you very much. Thanks, Brad.
Yeah. All right. Q&A time. I guess this is the moment where we can respond to some of the questions. I know we got some. I don't know, Wexford, if you wanted to read those out to us, or
so first we have a question from Kaylor saying, are we able to have a development license? Rocky has already answered that, but I guess Rocky, you can answer that.
Yes, well, I can just reiterate that out loud. So yeah, you can easily get access to the 2-week trial period to store, to play around with the front end, back end, and get to know XCart Automotive. And usually, as a rule, the access to the source code is granted after you subscribe to XCart Automotive. But if you are a web agency, we can just sign the partnership agreement and grant the development license. for development reasons. So
Yes, that has been great for us in Integrate, being able to have the production version that our client is going to be seeing, but have our developers working with that license on their development environment or other environments is pretty awesome. Next question, Anonymous says, how does the integration work for, let's say, XCart 5.4 versus XCart 5.5?
That's a good question.
Yeah, so these integrations are for XCart 5.4, 5.5. So if you are on XCart 5.4, you can just upgrade to XCart 5.5 and get advantage of all these new integrations, because it's not just the integrations. We have pivoted the architecture in the first place. 5.4 is basically using the part of the Symfony framework, but in XCart 5.5, we pivoted to the Symfony framework in the first place. We are striving to be 100% Symfony based, which means easier development for third-party developers or web agencies. And in general, it's much easier to integrate for XCart, develop for XCart. So it's not just about the new integrations, but it's about the new core. So if you are on XCart 5.4, let's just discuss the upgrade to 5.5, and you can get advantage of all the new features.
Awesome, thanks, Rocky. Next question. What if I have an older version of XCart? Would that be the best? What would be the best way to migrate to the latest one?
So the best way in this case would be to get in touch with our team, and we can, like, again, it boils down to the business requirements, so we can discuss that. The easiest way is just to upgrade and migrate the data from the old store to the new one. And we can obviously, both our team and Integrate Commerce team can help with that. I mean, like, we both do that. So just get in touch with us and we'll help you with that.
Rocky, what's a good email address for them? To you, or?
You can easily send emails to friends@xcart.com or Integrate team. So it's
yeah. So that's you can send it to info@integratecommerce.com. We can definitely help you. And the great thing is that you have two resources that can help you, both the Integrate team and the XCart team, that can map out that process so that we can make sure that you can seamlessly make that change to the new version of XCart.
Thank you, Scott, Rocky. Next question. Does the search solution that you mentioned cost extra, or is it built into the price? So I guess this is the search.
Yeah, that's the smart search, which is called search as you type, smart search. So we have different definitions for that. It's part of the XCart Automotive subscription, and it's not the third party, it's our own proprietary cloud search engine. So we support it's supported by our team, and it's included as a part of the XCart Automotive subscription. So you don't have to pay anything extra for that.
Awesome. Next question. Hi, I have an e-commerce that is not 100% integrated, automated, or integrated or automated, and I don't know where to start. What should I do?
I would suggest starting with the XCart trial store in the first place. In this case, you can play around with front end, back end, get to know XCart Automotive, all the integrations to make sure it's the best fit for you. And if it is, we can just, there are several ways to get the ball rolling with that. We can migrate the data. Our teams can migrate the data from the existing solution to XCart, or you can just start from scratch with XCart, because the catalog data is there. You can just upload the catalog data from SEMA or ACP network and get the ball rolling using these integrations and any warehouse for dropshipping. Or if you have your own warehouse, you can just import, export the catalog and price, inventory, and get started. Yeah.
And I'll
so
just add to that real quick. You can go to the XCart website and go to the automotive solution page, and there's a link there where you can actually schedule some time, and Rocky and I can actually show you a demo and kind of start that conversation with you. If you'd like to see some of that in action, we can certainly do that. Yes, Scott.
Yeah, the other thing I was going to suggest is that we do an extensive discovery process, and what we want to do is capture all those requirements, understand kind of all the touch points of your store and all those different systems that you want to automate. And the discovery process is great because it gives you a real holistic view operationally of all those dependencies in terms of your business. So the great thing is that working with XCart, we can go through the discovery process, understand kind of all those dependencies and touch points in terms of making sure that we as you go through this process, that we create a map to success to make sure that when you get to that next place, your next XCart store, that you are optimized and as efficient as possible with all your e-commerce operations.
Thank you, Scott. And finally, the last question. Are there options to customize the customer experience, such as discounts, loyalty programs, or product reviews?
Yes, all that is supported by default in XCart. There are more than 150 add-ons for XCart, and like the majority of the modules ever developed by XCart team is already a part of the XCart Automotive subscription. So the loyalty points, the discounts, the stickers, the product reviews, and lots of other options like abandoned cart reminders, SEO health check, and I'm like, as I mentioned, more than 150 add-ons. You can always go to the market.xcart.com and check the add-ons available for XCart.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Alex, Rocky. And that'll be it. Those are the questions that we had.
Okay. Scott?
Well, I just want to thank everybody for joining our webinar. Obviously, this is an opportunity for you to learn more about XCart and why our company Integrate is so bullish on this technology and how it can help the automotive aftermarket digital retailer to really turbocharge their business, which is why we actually named that this webinar with that title. We're here to help. We're here to both XCart and Integrate. We're here to help you more efficiently run your business, but also that you can generate more sales, generate more conversions. That whole process of being able to, with both XCart and Integrate, to move your business forward. So we thank you for this opportunity to speak to you and how we can help you moving forward with your aftermarket e-commerce business.
Absolutely. Thank you.